Hello and welcome back for day 11. That's right, day 11 of our sermon series that we've been doing on the Sermon on the Mount. And if you've missed the last 2 weeks, go back and watch these because we've got probably 2 more full weeks of the Sermon on the Mount. So last time we talked about how we needed to do good to please God. Don't do good things to be seen by men. So today's topic is very similar to that. Today we're going to talk about how to pray. How to pray. So let's get right into it. We're in Matthew chapter 6. And we're going to start at verse 5. And here's what Jesus says in his Sermon on the Mount. And when you pray, you shall not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the corners of the street, that they may be seen by men. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward. But when you pray, go into your room, and when you have shut your door, pray to your Father who's in the secret place, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. And when you pray, do not use vain repetitions as the heathen do, for they think that they'll be heard for their many words. And we're going to stop right there for today. So Jesus says, when you pray, you're not going to be like the hypocrites. Well, what's a hypocrite? A hypocrite's somebody who says one thing and then does the other, right? And so Jesus says you're not going to be like them. And not only in that way are they hypocrites, but they're hypocrites because they pretend to have a great prayer life publicly, but they don't have a great prayer life privately. So what's Jesus saying here? Go in to your room, shut the door, and have a one-on-one conversation with God. When you pray, you need to pray to God first, because that's your audience when you're praying. You should not be praying just to be heard by other people. And he said, they think that they're going to be heard for their many words, but guess what? They're not. They're going to get praise from people, and that's their reward, but nothing more than that. But Jesus makes this promise here. He says, your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. What's Jesus saying? If you prioritize your relationship with God, then God will prioritize you. And I think sometimes we think we need to be out front in a pulpit leading a church somewhere in order for God to notice us. And if you really want God to take an interest in what you're doing, and if you really want to honor Him, you need to do what you do to Him and to Him alone. Whether there's 100 people there or one person there or no one else there but you and the Lord, you need to have your prayer life squared away in private. And Jesus says, don't do like the heathen do, where they pray these repetitious prayers. And how many times do we start out praying and realize we're just saying a bunch of words that we've always said without really thinking about them? Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for all the many things that you do for me. Bless me. And then before you know it, you realize that your heart was not in that prayer. You were praying just to get it out of the way. God does not want you to pray prayers just to get them out of the way. He wants heartfelt prayers, and the best place to do them is in secret. Thank you so much for watching today. I pray that you come back tomorrow for our day 12 of this series on the Sermon on the Mount. Now, here's an announcement. We have just hit 1,000 subscribers. So pop the confetti and let the party begin. What an amazing influence this little channel's had. And I pray that you continue to help us share it out, because obviously you've been doing that, because we've reached a goal that, quite frankly, I didn't think we would. And so I thank you for your help in this ministry, and we will see you tomorrow for day 12 of our series on the Sermon on the Mount. Have a great day. God bless.
Subscribe for more.